the table, the wave. No, just
Are we live?
Not live, but we're
practicing.
Are
yeah,
we
we're on. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I am Barry Botone, PRSS with the Tour Project, and we are coming live from the 1950. Not really sure what we're going to talk about, but we're going to break down something.
China buns.
And would you like to introduce yourself, and we'll go around the table?
Yeah. So I'm Darian Shibata, the director of tour. Yeah, that's me.
Janet Bullcoming, and I work with Pathways, and I am the resource worker.
Hey, I'm Carmelo Ravelis. I'm the case manager for the tour project.
Yeah, this guy. All right, well, we're having an event here. We had something scheduled, but things didn't work out. So we just figured we would get in here and just let it rip, Would you like to explain what you do with your program?
Yeah, I need the flyer. No, I'm just joking.
What?
I'm just joking. Yeah, with our program, we do DMEs, and then we mostly focus on Care, trying to get our tribal members enrolled with Care, open up to all ages. We also do DMEs. We try to get our tribal members that are coming out of rehabilitation centers or nursing homes to return back to their home. Make sure they have their medical equipment ready whenever they come home.
Every little thing she said.
Well, I think our elders definitely need that. It's a needed resource. And y'all help just tribal members, or
At the moment, yes, just tribal members.
just tribal members? And y'all help with like medical equipment, certain medical equipment, not all, but
Yeah, just certain ones, and the ones that do have health insurance, like Blue Cross or Aetna, whatever they're in. We usually try to use those other resources to
yeah.
get
And y'all needed like a doctor's statement. and
yeah
all
their
that.
prescriptions.
Prescriptions, that's what I mean.
provider. Yeah,
But that's
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
right?
with all ages, they got to be a tribal member. But pretty soon, oh, and we go all over. We don't just focus on CNA country. We go all over the state of Oklahoma. So. Dang. Well, it sounds like me. Yeah.
Well, is there anything that you would like to expand on what we've been doing lately?
Well, when's the last time we had an episode? Like it was January, February. So a lot of stuff has happened. Our award, I mean, it seems like old news now, but our award for all of our efforts in harm reduction and
Yeah.
this podcast is just gonna be soundbite. We've done that. We've gotten into jails with the BIA to start talking circles for them. So we're in our second little 15-week course. We're now in Ellis and Woodward counties. And so those are co-ed meetings. It's a long drive, but it's fun to go in there, talk to them. And so that just started. We did graduate people from Dewey and Custer County. Yeah, I don't know what else we've been doing.
And y'all focus on BIA inmates, right? So
Yeah.
these are from all reservations, I guess, where there's overcrowding, and they bring them from different states. So you probably got some Pueblos in there.
Yeah,
From New Mexico,
yeah,
got
from
some
everywhere.
Northern
Montana.
Cheyennes, some Sioux, a little bit of everybody.
Yeah,
So-
so it's just a mixed batch of people that have no resources pretty much. So we're kind of like that only point of recovery support that
Yes.
they've gotten. And so hopefully whenever we finish doing these cycles with the BIA, we can go back into these jails and do like open groups for everybody. And so that's the goal. For Custer County, we did get approval to do a podcast in there. And so we'll probably have one with one of our like star students that started his own well variety groups in his pod. and so that'll hopefully be soon.
That's amazing. And that's what this thing is about. You got to give it a way to keep it. So I think that's amazing. For us to be able to establish those relationships, and not only watch this thing grow, but maybe it's a lot of inmates' introduction to well-briety. Maybe it's their first thought of ever even having the thought of sobriety cross their mind. So, I know, had I been in that situation and something positive came around, I always wanted to be a part of it. But, not a lot of that goes on in Oklahoma jails, So, I think that's very important. And then today we got to attend the George Hawkins Memorial Treatment Center graduation. Do you want to let them know a little bit about that, Carmelo?
Yeah, we've been partnering with them for a long time. We go in there, and Domingo does yoga with them, and then they come and do our talking circles with us, and then now they do the informational gatherings too. So we're going to keep on going, keep on partnering with them. We try to develop that relationship from the beginning to all the way towards the end. Well, we say it's the end, but we know it's just a new beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, whenever they come out of their 90-day cycle, they can continue to work with us and continue to, keep their recovery option open. We provide circles for them. We provide all our recovery materials to them. So that's something that we've been doing for, 6, 7 cycles now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's been a while.
Well, I think it's very important that we let everybody know that we have our own treatment center here in CNA country. I mean, I've seen them go through, like you were saying, I've seen some cycles come through even before I worked for Tor. When Kat and them was going through, I got to know their that class. So I think it's very important that we establish these relationships, so when we see a lot of them stick around after they graduate, see a lot of them come through and become PRSSs or well-briety certified. And I feel like it's because you gentlemen have planted that seed long ago. So I just want to say thank you for all that y'all do. And how I want to talk a little bit about your sobriety. Just a little bit. I know you used to tear it, Auntie.
Yeah.
But
you guys are awesome because you guys talk about it. And, the way I've always looked at it is, try to brush it underneath the rug like nothing ever happened, and it's pretty cool to see you guys to express yourself about it and help others to, that it's okay that they're recovering. To me, it was kind of like embarrassing.
yeah, I mean,
Without saying nothing, yeah, type of thing. But it's awesome what you guys do. And with my sobriety, I just got tired. Just got tired of carrying on. I got tired of, hanging over. Where I got tired of trying to look for the next high. With marijuana, that was my go-to, and alcohol too, back in the day. And I just wanted to quit. And I knew I wasn't going to do that forever, but I felt like I was getting carried away too. And my daughter at the time when I just had my first child, she helped me a lot. And I went towards my traditional ways, like sweats and peyote meetings, mostly peyote meetings at that time. And then further on, as I got into, being sober, then wanted to go through Sundance, But, going through Sundance, you got to have a reason too, And then my daughter, she was kind of getting sick too. So, that was the reason to go in for that. So after that, we know once you go this way, it's a everyday thing. You don't just take it like treat it any old way. You don't play with your life. This life's serious, and that's how I think about it every day. I think about my kids and think about what I prayed for, and I try to take care of my prayer. And that's about what holds me up every day, you know. And I'm just glad that I found the strength to do it. But, I didn't do it alone. My hair helped me out a lot, showed pity on me to help me. So, yeah, that's just kind of how I got sober, about it. And I can't tell anybody else, just sober up, you have to want to.
Mm-hmm.
My siblings, I see cousins and brothers and sisters struggle, my own, struggle. And the only thing I can do is tell them how I did it, but then again, I have to show them too, maybe lead them in there to the meeting or tell them to come on whenever we go. Just like tonight, they're going to have sweat. So my daughter, the one, my oldest, she goes to a lot of sweats and peyote meetings. She loves that way of life. And I'm very grateful and thankful for that. Don't have to force her into it. She just wants to do it on her own. She's already done brought in morning water more than me. Yeah. She done went to more meetings than me, and I love that. I like that. And she's just awesome. But yeah, it's kind of just a little bit.
Well, I think you brought up some very important things. Had you not had your culture, what do you think that would have looked like?
Yeah. I have no idea because I used to live in California and Los Angeles, and boy, that was a really good time. Yeah. It was a good time. Nobody knew me over there, so I just leave that over there. But it's good times, good memories, but I don't know what I would had done. Maybe I would have went to white people church. Yeah, maybe I would have found Jesus. Yeah. Something. I don't know, but I knew I wasn't gonna do that forever. It just took time, I guess.
Got it out of your system?
Yeah. Way out of my system. I think it's been about 13 years, about 14 years since I've been sober.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, my kids, like I said, had a lot to do with it.
Yeah. So that's amazing. And another thing that you mentioned was, turning to our ways, after you sobered up.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad about anybody or trying to call anybody out, but, it just makes me wonder because I did the same thing, after I got sober and I feel like I was comfortable in my sobriety. Then I thought about, okay, now I think it's time,
Mhm.
and then seeing my uncle, and he told me, he's like, this should have happened a long time ago, but I also, it made me think too, like I don't know what that relationship would have been like had I chose to go this way and then go the route that I did.
Mhm.
You can't tell me nothing. I got to go find out the hard way. So, I thought it was important that I got it all out of my system. You know, I even waited a couple years, to make sure, like there's I don't want to go back. Like I had to be positive about that.
Yeah.
But, I see a lot of people, one of my good brothers, he told me, he said, you know what? I wish I would have waited. I wish I would have waited. That way I could have seen what life was about. He's like, because the things that I was wanting at the time, it was like instant gratification. I didn't think about my future. So I mean, just having that part of being part of my sobriety and building, that was one of the things that, I wanted to build that relationship with the creator more and more and more,
Yeah.
and I see, got a brother out there struggling right now. He's one of our guys, like a lot of people depend on him and he's struggling with his sobriety, and I think the world of him. He's always going to be my little brother. But at the same time, it's like Like, I think people tend to focus, maybe think that they got the answer,
Mm,
still have that fear-based system where they're kind of like losing their grasp on their faith.
mhm.
So I mean, I like the way you said, like, you got sober and then, what I mean, then you turn to our ways.
Yeah, it's watch on. I looked on for a little bit,
Yeah.
and I paid attention to my surroundings. I listened to my elders. They kind of guided me. I didn't go in there and start, hey, what's this? What's that? Why they do this? Why they do that? They just came and told me, and looking around, and you kind of see life and see those ones that do go, do their thing and try to partake in our ways, and then they fall back, fall short, and hurt themselves.
Yeah.
It's not a plaything to do. So it's kind of like you sit back and watch and wisen up.
Yeah.
So that's just what I think about it.
Yeah. And I got a lot of respect for you, because you chose to do these things, and it's just kind of like like you say, you observe, I've been around it my whole life,
Yeah.
never felt like I deserved it because of the way that I was when it wasn't going on. I would straighten up for that 1 week,
Mm.
you know, maybe two. If I might straighten up the week before, because I knew what time of year it was, and it's just crazy how you can see, to me, I feel like I can see when a person is taking this thing serious.
Yeah.
So you said some, I feel like, some real important things that I've always wanted to talk about, but
Mm.
never really had anybody to discuss these things with.
Mm.
So
Yeah. And it's still hard. I understand people's struggles. I struggle too, every day. I still sit here and say I'm alcoholic because I used to like it. I used to love to drink. Yeah, I can still taste it right now. Yeah, the nugget.
I used to say I drink so good that I sit around for the rest of my life and talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But you just gotta, I don't know. Like I said, just pray. That this way of life, it ain't for everybody. It's hard. You get tested all the time,
Yeah.
even with people. The way people treat you, the way they look at you, what they say about you. You still can't be no way towards them.
Mm,
You
gotta
still have
overlook
to
it.
pray for them.
Yeah.
Because they're your people, and you still gotta love them. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Well, I like that. But yeah, is there, what part of what about our plans coming up? What big
mean?
plans do we got that are fixing to happen?
Uh,
Mm.
right now, we're just still making a name for ourselves. Honestly, we're still growing, building partnerships over state lines, like all over the place. Um, the most exciting stuff, the most dreading stuff would be writing for 3 grants that we're going to hear about hopefully in September. And so that would be tour. So we would be around for 5 more years if we get tour. And
Wow.
so, yeah, so pray for us, Janet,
Mm.
because that's what we need. We also applied for an opioid affected youth mentoring grant. So it would be us helping kids that have been affected by, substance use. And then another one is a community opioid and stimulant substance use prevention program. So that's another thing that would grow tour as a whole, so where we can have a whole team that can cover way more area. Because I mean, we got 4 of us, and we're all over
Yeah,
the place.
we're
Yeah, 4 of us in
here
one
to
car.
Kansas.
Yeah, yeah,
Here to
going all
Texas.
over. And so hopefully we'll see that to where we can grow our team, because we were already growing it with pretty much volunteers right now, right? So we have Dave doing our Wellbriety groups. Dale's gonna try to start doing some in jails with us. Kat, I think, is going to try to do some recovery groups for veterans. And so we're just building out our recovery community. And so I hope to see that just get bigger and bigger. And so, all of our dreams and everything of how big we want to be are like slowly coming together. We get other tribes asking us to come out.
Yeah.
So like the Navajos, they want us to help with a whole culture camp. And so, we're trying to figure out how we're going to get out there. And we're like, oh, we'll fundraise or something. We'll sleep in the car. Like,
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah, be you and Mingo in one bed.
A China bun.
It's nothing different already.
Yeah, it's just a normal day.
A China buns.
But yeah, what else are we doing? We're speaking at the Momentum Conference, so it's like the statewide mental health conference, and so we'll get to explain what we do and how we affect everybody. We spoke at Tour Summit, so we educated a lot of people on harm reduction. I think the next thing we're speaking at is the Community Health Representatives Conference. We got invited to talk about overdoses in Native communities, and so how we can combat those. We'll be teaching them. We also got requested by SAMHSA to talk about peers in the community, and so that's whenever we'll be doing pretty much a whole webinar on how peers contribute to recovery and harm reduction, and pretty much fit into everything. So we got, a lot of big things on our plate. Overdose Awareness Day is coming up. Recovery Month is coming up. So we're always busy doing those things. So busy we broke our grill because we were, just taking it everywhere. Grilling
Yeah, finally broke down.
Yep, wheels fell off and everything. So, we'll probably use some fundraiser funds to buy another grill. But yeah, we got big things. We got new shirts coming out.
Yeah.
So we got new shirts that say sober in Cheyenne and Arapaho. And so I think those will be good.
Healing.
Yeah. Healing and sober.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Healing
depends
and
on which
sober.
one we're going to.
Well, it's
Yeah.
tomato.
But I think that'll be a good thing to give our tribal members that are out in treatment, like a little push for cultural connection again,
Definitely.
And so, yeah, we got, a lot of stuff going on with just 4 of us, 1 brain cell, but, we're still going.
Yeah. Carmelo, you want to tell them about speaker night this week, this month?
This week?
I know. I was like, almost said this week. This month.
Well, speaker night is August 29th. Mr. Lydell Pedro will be our special
Anti-flare.
guest. Yeah. Deadly Unk. will
Deadly
be there
Unk.
speaking for us. Come out, be here at 1950 South Shepherd here in El Reno. We're going to feed everybody, allow him to tell his story. I think Barry's going to be cooking as usual.
Probably on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's at 6, and then we'll let him start talking at 7 until he feels like stopping. So come out and join us. Everybody's welcome. And you don't have to be native to come and listen to somebody talk. So come and listen.
Yes. Let the anti-slayer Deadly Uncle share his experience, strength, and hope. And we always have a good turnout. All our chairs are always full. But we would like to have the problem of not having enough seating. We feel like we can fill this place up every time. And, we're actually, I forgot to tell you, I think I'm going to be the AA speaker this month at the clubhouse here at the 506. So shout out to the 506 South Barker here in El Reno. I think they're the second oldest AA group in the state. I think they're coming up on 80 years of how long that clubhouse has been around. And I've been going there since I was a little kid. So I know it's definitely been around for at least 40 years. So, so my whole life, I know that place has been going. But, come check out Lydell Pedro. Big shout out. He went through George Hopkins and he stuck around and he's been sober ever since. I think he's got a year coming up, actually.
Yep, this month during
this
awareness dance, he'll be.
So we can give him his year coin over there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be amazing. That will be amazing, and get a little preview of his story.
Yeah, just give him the mic.
Yeah, just give him the mic
instead.
Tear it up.
You'll freak out.
Yeah.
I'll be over there saying, "Yeah, this guy." But yeah, do we have any other events? So we are going. What day are we going to? September. We're going to do some traveling.
Oh yeah, you guys got well. There's like 3 trips in September.
I can't wait. We don't get to go nowhere. We've been house pets for how long? I did get to go to Alaska. I'm not gonna lie. I got to go to Alaska.
To see Tulsa.
Yeah, I got to see Tulsa.
Yeah, the culture camp for the Navajos I think is September 12th and 13th. And then Barry, Mingo, and Dave Levi are gonna go to the All Nations Wellbriety gathering, and so that'll be at the end of September. And that was scholarshiped actually because
Yeah.
of like all their efforts in Wellbriety. And so yeah, I mean, if anybody doesn't know, we're broke. Like,
Yeah,
it may not
yeah,
seem like
definitely.
it, but we just know how to make good
Yeah.
friends. And so all
Keep
these
these
other
partnerships.
organizations,
Shout out to Shred the Stigma.
yeah, yeah, like all these organizations like kind of like come together to support us because they know like we can get stuff done. It's just we need
Yes.
the materials, the travel, like anything like that. And so it's good to see all that come into fruition. So hopefully you have fun in Montana.
Yes. I told you I'm gonna find a crow babe and I may not come back. She might get lucky. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this guy. Well, do you have anything else you would like to discuss?
Janet.
Oh, what, huh?
You got some
Carmelo,
breaks
you
coming
got
up?
anything on your brain you would like to
Anything
get
on
off
my
right now?
brain? No, not really.
How was your trip? You was gone for
Ever.
ever.
I was gone for
Gone
2
as much as
weeks.
Mingo.
You was gone for 2
I was
weeks.
freaking out because I was gone for 2 weeks. No, it was good. I met a lot of people, got to network some. Um, some of these people I got to meet, I think, are going to open up some avenues, not just for me, but for our group as well. Um, there's a lot that's going on within the faith world that I think tribal people aren't taking advantage of. And I want the same resources that we use to help other people can still be used to help. They help everybody.
Yeah.
So there's health fairs, there's things that are going on that people don't know about. There was one that happened at the conference I went to, and there was like 2 tribes that were there, and it blew my mind because I think about when we have events and how many people that we have there and how many different organizations we have there. I'm just like, it makes no sense and then everybody thinks that no one is around to try to help them out. And it doesn't matter what you believe in order to get certain services.
Yeah.
Like the services are there to help you no matter what. And so like in my head, I'm like, man, I was like, next year, I was like, our whole group is going to be down here with me. I was like, and it's not going to, and even if it's just for a day, I was like, it'd be awesome because like, it feels like everything is rushed through and I'm going to try to work it out because now I'm on the board for down there. So I'm going to try to work it out to where we can be more involved. And, there's tons of elders that are down there.
Mhm.
So if we can partner up with not just the tribe here, we can partner up with other tribes and try to get more stuff happening, not just at this particular conference, but everywhere we go and everywhere we do. But as you can hear, it's like everybody wants us to be everywhere.
Yeah.
We went up to Oto and did some stuff. Pawnees are waiting for us to send them a date so we can go and do some stuff for them.
China buns.
Yeah. The absentee Shawnees are on us, like to try to get over there to go to their events all the time. I mean, we already have good relationships down southwest to Comanches and stuff like that. So Wichita's and Caddo. So there's just a lot. And man, it'd be nice if there was 4 more of us.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
we're trying to
Just
work
give me
on
2.
that. It's just and it's a work in progress. So hopefully when that starts happening, we're going to be able to start doing more stuff. We'll be able to maybe we'll win some more awards or maybe we'll get seen more. And travel won't be that big of a deal. We won't all be trying to pack into one little Tahoe and and try to go somewhere. So our Tahoe got to be a celebrity this week.
Mhm.
Got to go and transport some Catfest people. So that was kind of awesome. That was probably the cleanest our Tahoe has been in forever.
Yep. They said they were finding condoms in there left and right.
I was laughing because they told me, and they're like, they're probably from Mingo. I was like, yeah. I was
It's
like,
like, if they're open, it's not.
But
so that was fun. But yeah, that's just all the stuff that I've been trying to work on. I always have our group's best interest in mind. But when it comes to everything that I was doing, I was gone for those 2 weeks, but I felt like I was still working. So even though I came back and there's 193 emails, I didn't.
Yeah, desk is all piled
just
on
from
with
one
all these
day.
supplies. Yeah,
and I came back and my office was a mess. Not that it's not always a mess, but still. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed my time away, but now I'm back and I want to go on another vacation.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm trying to talk to people to figure out a way for me and Darian to get to Montana. So I'm going to make it happen because there's no reason that we don't need to not be up there with you guys. So
Well, good luck.
yeah.
Yeah. No, hopefully, things always seem to work out. Things always seem to work out, and I'm looking forward to these trips. In my addiction, I got to travel all over, but I didn't pay attention to my surroundings. I had a traveling job. I got to go all over the US and it's all a blur, So now that I'm in my sobriety, I can actually like go places and, actually enjoy the environment and, just take advantage of, what I was missing out on. Man, I've been to some awesome places and I don't even remember most of them. So, it's definitely a blessing. I look at it as a blessing today to be able to experience these things. If you would have told me 3 years and 3 months ago that this is what my life would be like, I would have told you were crazy, So, through my sobriety, it's opened up all these doors and I feel completely blessed by everything that's happening. And like I say, I always say this, I can't take credit for any of it. I did the work and I let the creator handle the results. So for that, I'm truly blessed. Would you like to say anything before we?
She's scrolling on Facebook.
Yeah, she's sitting here scrolling on Facebook. He's at home.
Yeah.
Use all your connections to get us some Christmas.
These guys must have been really bored getting me out here.
Tell them we need princess hats.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
princesses.
These guys are looking for a princess to wear my crown.
She had to give it up.
They won't let me wear my crown or my banner. Still waiting on my crown box.
Yeah, this guy.
But
Well-
no, I'm good.
All right. Well, I guess that concludes another session. These things kind of happen on the fly. It's just like we got set up. We thought more elders were going to be here. But, like I always say, any chance we get to do something, that's what I like about this group is that we're not scared to get out here and just see what happens, So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hit all these sound bites. Yeah, this guy.